this, I'm kind of trying to get them to do some life skills of the week. And so this first one was days of the week, which, yes, I teach 4th through 8th grade, so they should know the days of the week in order. Surprisingly, a lot of them did not. So most of them got it by the end of the week. I am going to test them in a couple weeks on it as well, just to make sure that they've retained that information, because that is what's most important, especially with a life skill like this. So this week we're working on the months of the year. So this one is a little bit more challenging for them. Again, it's something that you would think 4th through 8th grade they should know, but unfortunately, based on the pretest, they did not know the days of the months of the year in order. So we're working on that, and I'm trying to do some worksheets, and we're talking about it, and we're talking about also resources that they can use, where the calendar is on their Chromebook if they want to use that, just to help them. Again, part of my job is not only to teach them things that they need to learn, but also if you don't know what you need, then where can I look to find that information? So we've been focusing a lot on putting the date on our papers, just because I need to know what day they finished it, just for data purposes, but also that helps them with this months of the year, so they can see why this is a practical skill, and so they will be able to understand that a little bit better. Sometimes some of them don't even know, they'll know their birthday, but they will either not know the actual month, or they won't know the number that goes with their month. For example, like 4 is April. A lot of them don't know that. So if you ask them what their birthday is, they can't tell you that information, because they can't say that in a way that most of us would understand. So just a skill we're working on. Again, that's something that's important for them to know. Also, part of what they need to unlock their Chromebook is part of their birthday. So that's really important that they understand that that's something they need to know. So, but yeah, so headed to school early today. My little one is not with me this morning, as you can see. So that makes it easier for me to get up and get out the door a lot quicker without her, and also gives me this time to be able to work in the classroom by myself without her being there, and again without my coworkers being there. So I hope everybody had a great week, and again, this is morning, but I'll be putting this together sometime at the end of the week. So I hope everybody had a great week, and It is Friday, yay! Week 3, last day of the week. I had a meeting this morning. I had an IEP meeting and that went well. I'm just right now on my plan time, so I was getting worksheets together for our skill of the week next week, which is writing the date. The week before we did days of the week in order, and then this week we did months of the year in order, and some of them are still not getting it. Again, this is a skill that should be known before 4th through 8th grade, but we're working on it. So the reason that we did the months of the year and putting them in order is because this week we're working on writing our date. A lot of them have a hard time remembering to put the date or what the parts of the date mean. They just will write it down because that's what the teacher tells them to do. So again, this is a skill that they need to know. It's a life skill. So I'll show you some of the worksheets that I found today that we're going to work on, and I have a worksheet, or I have 2 of the worksheets right now on my table of what we did for this week. So let me show you. So this is the worksheet that we did today. This is, of course, my key. So you can see they had to just determine color the months blue, color the days red, and then write the months in order on the lines below. I do give them, because we're working on dates, I did give them 2 points just for writing the date on their paper. And then I give 2 points for each correct answer, and then 1 point for having it spelled correctly, and 1 point for the capitalization. Some of my kids are putting like the P in September and in April as capitals, so I am counting that as wrong. Of course, some of them are putting a lowercase o for September, but some will put other random lowercase letters. So again, I want them to be writing this properly. We talked about this. It's not like I'm surprising them, so they know that this is expected of them. This worksheet prepared them for the quiz today. Part of the quiz today was to do a month before or a month after. Again, this should be something that they should be able to do. You can see down at the bottom the word bank is even in order. We told them it was in order, so they should have been able to look and check. And again, I gave them 2 points for each answer being correct, 1 for the capital letter, 1 for it to be spelled correctly, and 1 for neatness. Honestly, I didn't take off any points for neatness, even if it wasn't. I was just kind of giving them some points because some of them will write very sloppy. And again, you can see up at the top, there were 2 points for the date. So moving on to next week's dates. So this first one, actually that's the second one we're going to do. This is the first one we're going to do. So this is to just write the dates. And you can see I added the zeros because we're really trying to emphasize to put the zeros in there, just because we want them to do that, because a lot of times you have to do that when you do it on a computer. So it's just better to have them do it that way. So this one is the worksheet. You can see that I went ahead and put on there the years because I didn't want them to get confused or write the wrong year. So this is the years on there. So this, you can see, is our answer key. You can see I'm giving them basically 3 points, 1 for each part of the answer. They get 2 points for the date, and then down here they get a point for the month to be capitalized, 1 point for it to be the actual correct month, because as you can see it doesn't say what month it is, but again they'll have this guide up here. 1 for it to be spelled correctly, because again it's up here. I don't expect my students to spell them correctly if they don't have a word bank. That's why I give them a word bank. 1 point for the day being correct, 1 point for the comma, and then 1 point for the year, and they have to use all 4. As you can see, when I started writing it, I was like, oh, this could have been 1995 or 2095. So that's why I went back and put the years in here so that they would be able to write this part out correctly. Then the last one is to write their own birthday in the 2 different ways, so I'll have to check that to make sure that they're doing it correctly. So that is this one. Then we have, like I said, we're going to do this one, which is to convert the dates. And again, I went through and kind of made the 0306 for March 6th. And so this one, I figured it might take them a little bit longer, so I told them just to choose 8 of them. That way they don't have to do all 14 questions. Again, that's writing out a lot of information, especially with the month. So will they choose shorter months? Possibly, but whatever they do, and that's fine. For that one, you can see I wrote it out again. They're going to get a point for the month, a point for a capitalization, point for spelling it correctly, 1 point for having the day, 1 point for the comma, and 1 point for the year. So that's going to be 6 points for a total of 48 points for doing 8 of them. You can see I kept changing how many I wanted them to do. And then 2 points for the date. Again, I made it 8 so that I could do 48 and make it 50 points. Then this is the last one that they'll do, because this is, again, a skill that they will need to know. We do have the date written in our room this way. We have it written without the day and just the January 7, 2019, and then we also have it in just the numerals. So these are all things that they have seen before. So this one, you can see I did first day, 1 point for the day to be capitalized, 1 point for the day to be spelled right, 1 point for the comma, 1 point for the month to be capitalized, one for the month to be spelled correctly, 1 point for the day, 1 point for the comma, and then 1 point for the year. So there's 7 questions, and 8 points is going to be 56 points. So with the 2 points, it's going to be a total of 58 points. So they'll be doing all that this week. And again, they have a quiz on how to write the date correctly. We don't have any that are this on the quiz. I found this worksheet today, so I didn't think to put that on the quiz. So the quiz is going to be more similar to this page, where they just have to convert this to this and the numbers to the date. So, but yeah, that is what we have on tap for next week.